Hutchinson, Kansas. It's a small, bland town full of even more, blander people, and although it seems like nothing really happens here, you'd be surprised what kind of stories this town has to tell. Hutch has been known to be home to a multitude of wildlife, and while most can be accounted for, there are still some strange and unexplainable tales that say otherwise.
White in the moon, the
Personally, I've never
long
experienced such phenomena, but luckily for me, I've had a few friends who have. So Xavier, tell us about the story of the Ninja Turtle. What do you remember?
Ask Brett first. That was the first shift and Brett was sleeping. So I was staying awake and I started hearing like something walking around. I thought I woke Brett up at first. I was like, Brett, there's something out there. Well, I said it's getting closer and Brett woke up at that point. Anyways, we got up and sat down. We heard it like walking around. And Brett and I got up and started chasing it. And it sounded bigger.
Turn that shit down, James.
It was much bigger and faster than a turtle or anything. And it went into the water, dove into the water, and
What were you guys doing out there?
camping.
Yeah, camping. We're just camping out there, trying to see if we can survive out there on our own. I remember we made a fire. We had SpaghettiOs, but we didn't have a can opener. So we used a knife to open the SpaghettiOs. And we put the can on the fire.
I had ravioli.
Oh yeah, you know. My SpaghettiOs were still cold.
What happened? What ended up happening?
Eventually the fire went out, correct? The fire went out.
At the first location, yeah, the fire
Went out and we decided to lay down. Right beside the fire.
And we just started hearing that shit like all around us, like what does it sound like again?
I don't remember what it sounded like, but it was all around us. I remember it was all around us. Like we were looking everywhere, you know, just to see what it was. Trying to figure out what it was. We didn't know what the fuck it was. Because Brett's a bitch.
I don't want to say it was, but when I do, I say it 4 times in a row.
Fuck you, Brett. They did the rest of it.
Yeah, you remember the fucking.
I remember the part where we were underneath the
us.
bridge, and that's when we started hearing all this noise like all around us. We're looking at all around us, seeing what the fuck it was. Like, oh shit! Did you guys hear that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And eventually, James went home right after that because it was about time for him to go home because he was only going to stay the first night. So me and Xavier decided to go out to our next spot over by Cargill, like way the fuck across town. So we snuck through Cary Park and shit, went prone, went ignorant, and we get over there and we crash in the forest by Cargill. You know, the tall.
Oh, that was.
You guys know about
Yeah,
the tall grass. There's like this 8-foot fucking grass that you got to get through to get into this little forest area by this river. So me and Xavier crash. We've pulled fire guard, hour on, hour off, switching. And Xavier got first shift. I went to sleep, freezing my fucking ass off because I wasn't wearing anything. I had like a fucking hoodie and some jeans. It was like the middle of winter. Anyway, so I'm sitting there like, wake up to Xavier saying, it's getting closer. And I like sit up and I'm like, what's getting closer? And I look over to the grass, the really tall grass, and it's I'm like, what the fuck? So Xavier like hops up and like our pellet guns were like right next to the tree. And he like sneaks up to it and grabs the rifle, like scoots back from the grass. And then it's like fucking it stops and it's just staring at us like we're having like the standoff. We can't see it though. It's like right on the other side of the grass, like just barely in there, so we couldn't see it. So Xavier starts running towards it, and like the second we started running towards it, that thing started bolting the other way towards the river. And we're running through the tall grass, chasing this motherfucker, trying to get our light on it to see what it is. Right when we get out of the tall grass, the fucking thing is in the water and has this giant fucking splash. And we shine the light in the water right after it goes under, and we can't see anything, and it never resurfaced. And then we were too spooked, and we got the fuck out of there. So we're on Reddit on this No Sleep subreddit, and it's about like scary stories people have experienced and shit. And so we were reading about the SAR officer, like search and rescue officer, and he apparently there's like a bunch of paranormal shit going on in the forest, but that's not the point. In the comments, there's other scary stories of like people that experienced, like similar to the SAR officer stories, and one of the guys described almost like the exact same shit that happened to me and Xavier with the fucking, what we call the Ninja Turtle, which is what that thing was stalking us in the grass. We call it the Ninja Turtle. Because we assumed it was a turtle, like a big fucking turtle that jumped into the water because it never resurfaced. So anyways, these guys, they go on a week survival trip, which kind of sounds similar to what we did. And they go way the fuck out in the forest, like 40 miles, and they find this random pond, and they crash next to it. Anyways, in the middle of the night, they hear splashing. And one of the guys gets up and fucking checks it out, and there's like this weird dark silhouette coming out of the fucking water and starts stalking them. And anyways, they end up fucking running, and this thing starts following them. And it goes back into the water every time they try to go fucking after it. So they end up running all the way back, and like 2-3 miles down the road away from the pond, they hear fucking splashing. And they just fucking sprint off. Anyways, you'd have to actually see the story because there's so many details that I don't know because I don't exactly memorize the whole thing.
I remember that, reading that too. That was pretty spooky shit.
I showed it to Xavier, who was at the Ninja Turtle thing, and he was just like, what the fuck, dude? What is this thing? Like, he was all fucking freaked out about it. So yeah, the rake is real, everyone, and he's in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Being the courageous idiots we are, we decided to venture out to the first location, hoping to get a better understanding of what happened. Explain to us what happened.
You know.
Is this part of your underwear?
What the fuck? Oh! It erupted in my head.
Alright, James. Explain to us what happened now that we're out here. Did you get a little better picture of what happened?
I don't really like talking about it. Keep getting flashbacks of that night. I was raping Brent. Right over there.
Yeah.
Heard some noises all around us. Over there. Over there.
Right here.
We couldn't see anything. It was fucking dark. Our fire went out. My spaghetti was still cold. But I still ate that shit. I remember the first time Xavier, Brett, and I came here. I was thinking, right here. Right fucking there. And we heard something out there.
Yeah. And then I was like, Grove Street! Ow! Damn! You alright?
After an hour of investigating, we decided it was time to call it a day.
Fuck the train! No!
The next day, Brett and I decided to check out the second location, where the Ninja Turtle incident had occurred.
Fuck. I don't like this new look. This place. Fuck. River.
Under the shroud of night, a few of us went back to get a feel of what it was like to be hunted by a Ninja Turtle.
Back at ground zero. At nighttime this time though. Shit's a little spoopy. I'm fucking itching because there's a lot of mosquitoes out here. Luckily I was here during the winter when all the Ninja Turtle shit happened, so there was no worries about that. You just had to worry about, you know, fucking freezing to death rather than itching. good compromise. Slept right here. Xavier slept about right here on this tree. And out there is where the Ninja Turtle came and attacked us. Our original plan to come out here was to just practice like intelligence gathering for the military before we joined the military. And then next thing you know, the Ninja Turtle happened. The shit was fucking scary. He's gonna lurk over there all night, Paul? I can barely see you, you're just like a silhouette. Like, y'all, I got that good stuff. What you need?
Alright, Brett, what message do you have for those people who think this is all fake and made up?
Our original plan was not to tell anyone because we didn't think anyone would believe us, but it was like too crazy not to tell people. So, whether you want to believe it or not is on you, but it did happen, and some spooky shit.
Could their experience have been a coincidence? Or could such a creature actually exist in Hutchinson? Or maybe there are some questions better left unanswered. What do you think? Let us know in the comment section below, or email us the stories you'd like to tell us or want us to investigate. And if you liked this video, remember to give it a like and subscribe.